It's Thursday, the 21st of May. Across Greater Manchester, this is Channel M's Lunchtime News, and these are today's headlines. The hottest ticket in town, United fans queue for their last chance of heading to Rome.
How are you feeling?
Oh, fantastic. Absolute relief is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I've been trying and coming down, and I didn't think I'd get any, but...
Also coming up, tributes to a gran from Salford who's died after winning her fight for a new cancer drug.
From the time she was told no, she couldn't have the suit, and she knew she'd get it. She kept saying, I will get it and I will beat him, and that's exactly what she did.
And Manchester wins big praise in the latest tourist guide.
You can be in Manchester and you can still go to the Lake District, you can go and visit our sister city Liverpool, you can go all over the northwest, and so Manchester has it all in that way.
Good afternoon. First today, another chance for a dream to come true. That's how one Manchester United fans described queuing up for the last few Champions League final tickets. The small number that have been returned have been put back on sale at Old Trafford, from where Nina Warhurst reports.
Well, it's just before 8 o'clock, and here are some of the fans who might just be lucky enough to snap up the very last of the Champions League final tickets. Now, in order to qualify for the tickets that have been returned, they have to have at least one away credit for a Champions League game. Now, Ian, what are your hopes of getting one this morning, do you think?
I don't know, it depends on returns. I came last night and I was told there had been returns, but they've all gone.
But there might be some more this morning.
Well, they don't know what comes in overnight, basically.
And how important is it to you to get there to Rome?
Well, quite important. I've already paid for the flight anyway. And I've got 3 sons that are all paid for the flights, so same problem.
In fact, every hopeful fan we spoke to had already booked flights and accommodation and been bitterly disappointed when they missed out on the first ballot. But as any Manchester United player or fan will tell you, perseverance often pays. So Ian, need we ask, how did it go?
Very well, thank you. Yes, I got all 4 for the sons as well.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, great. Yeah, can't complain. So it's worth all the effort.
And Ian wasn't the only lucky one. Every fan who'd even applied for a Champions League away ticket came out smiling. How are you feeling?
Oh, fantastic. Absolute relief is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I've been trying and coming down, and I didn't think I'd get any, but finally.
Does it make it all the sweeter having had the initial disappointment?
Oh, definitely.
Yes, I didn't expect to get tickets, so it was a real nice surprise. So we're all looking forward to going. I booked the flights yesterday as well. So we're off to Rome.
How much is that setting you back?
About £780 each. So it's quite expensive. The tickets are £180, so they're the dearest tickets.
I can see you're still smiling.
Still smiling, but broke.
Well, we'll have more on the countdown to the big match later in the programme, when we'll be speaking to 2 sisters who are determined not to miss the game. The card shop Birthdays has been put into administration. The chain, based in Bury, employs more than 2,000 people. Its owner, Clinton Card, says it can't carry on funding that arm of the business, which is making a loss.
Birthdays was started by Ron Wood, the entrepreneur based in Bury, way back. It's been through various changes of ownership since, but its roots lie firmly in Greater Manchester. It's been owned by Tom Hunter and Craig Gorman, the Scottish entrepreneurs, venture capitalists. Clinton Cards paid over £40 million for the business in 2004, but it's been making losses ever since. And today the grim news that the chain has been placed in administration, putting at risk 2,100 jobs. That's across 332 stores.
Martin Bell is considering standing as an independent candidate against Salford MP Hazel Blaze at the next election. The former TV reporter, famous for his cream suit, previously served in Parliament after taking the seat for Tatton from Neil Hamilton in 1997. That as voters in Salford head to the polls in a council by-election at Irwell Riverside. 6 candidates standing in what is a traditional Labour stronghold. The result will be closely watched for any sign of a backlash following the expenses row. The latest MP from Greater Manchester to have her expenses published by the Daily Telegraph is Ruth Kelly. The former Cabinet Minister, who represents Bolton West, is said to have claimed thousands of pounds for flood damage at her second home, despite the building being insured. Next, she was hailed a national hero after winning a long legal fight for a life-enhancing cancer drug. Today, tributes are being paid to Salford grandmother Jean Murphy, who's died aged 63. She'd previously gone to the High Court arguing she should be prescribed Sutent, even though health bosses at Salford Primary Care Trust had previously refused. A fund that was set up in her name will now go to the Christie, as she had wanted.
She was, from the time she was told no, she couldn't have the Sutent, she knew she'd get it because she knew she'd just fight for it. And every time she was told no by the Salford Primary Care Trust, which was 4 times, she just picked herself up and got on with it. She never said, I'm going to give up now because I'm not well enough and I'll just leave it. She never said that. She kept saying, I will get it and I will beat him, and that's exactly what she did. I mean, even if the mystery donor hadn't have come forward, she would have still fought, because we were going to go further than the High Court then, even though she won in the High Court. But it made it so much easier when that donor come forward. And when we were told by the solicitors that they'd been sent a cheque, you just seen the relief come over her face. And then when she started taking the Sutent, the improvement, it was just amazing. And I think other people will remember my mum as having a very bubbly personality, a very addictive personality, and just for how she was, because everybody liked my mum. She's always wanted to help other people, and I think that's what she'll mainly be remembered for by the general public, because my mum has made a difference, because she had so much publicity, so much support, and I think my mum really helped to do that, and that's like my mum's legacy.
Prosecutors say 4 men arrested in New York late on Wednesday were planning terrorist attacks there. Officials think they were plotting to blow up synagogues and use missiles to bring down military planes. They were arrested after allegedly planting what they thought were bombs in the Bronx. The Queen is visiting Greater Manchester. She arrived on the Royal train at Wigan earlier to open a new packing centre at the Heinz factory, which is celebrating its Golden Jubilee. The firm produces more than 1.5 million cans of beans every day and is the largest food processing plant in Europe. The Queen Mother also went to the factory 50 years ago, just after it had opened. The Royal Party then moved on to Leigh Sports Village Stadium. It opened last year and workers there have been showing off the facilities before Her Majesty revealed a plaque to mark its official opening. After a special lunch, they're moving on to the Warburton's Bakery. We'll have pictures from that visit in our early evening news from 5 o'clock tonight. A CCTV picture has been released of a suspect wanted over an attack at a bar in Ashton that left a man with a broken jaw. Police are trying to trace him after a 24-year-old had a pool cue smashed in his face at the Imperial 2 days after last Christmas. The force of the blow was so hard it split the cue and knocked the victim unconscious. A search is on for arsonists who broke into a flat in West Didsbury and started several fires. The blazes began on Micklehurst Avenue at around 9 o'clock on Tuesday evening. Emergency crews say lives could have been put at risk, and it's lucky nobody in that flat or those nearby were injured. Shoppers have been arriving at one high street store in the centre of Manchester in nothing but their underwear. Bosses at General Store are offering £100 worth of free clothes to anyone who turns up naked, though people are allowed to wear swimwear or underwear to cover up their modesty. Despite the rain, there were plenty of people hoping to swap their birthday suits for a new outfit.
Well, it's part of the first birthday celebrations, so why not do something that's a bit unique? Our customers are up for it, they're fun, they're young, they look good, so it came about. We were trying to think of something that would fit with the first birthday, so somebody said, oh, we should get them to come in, I don't know, what, birthday suits, something to do with birthdays, and we thought, oh, isn't that naked? Yeah, let's do it, you know, and we're just so thrilled that everybody's turned out and having such a good time.
Here now with the sport, someone keen to keep his clothes on, it's Ian Irving.
I hope so. Thanks, James. FC United have hit back at Premier League chief Richard Scudamore, who said it was cheaper to watch Bolton than the Rebels. The Wanderers have today announced season ticket price reductions for next season, with adults being able to watch games from £15 next year. But the Unibond side say their name their own price season ticket scheme seems to have hit a nerve where fans can pay however much they want over £90. It means that an adult and a child can attend games for under a tenner. The Trotters have also announced reductions on their concessionary rates. Under 21's prices will fall by 39% and over 65s by 22%. Stephen Ireland has been named Manchester City Fans Player of the Year. The Irishman won the vote by a landslide after a fantastic season for the Blues, in which he was nominated for the Professional Footballers Association Young Player of the Year. Daniel Sturridge picked up the Supporters Young Player of the Year gong. Manchester United will wear all white in the Champions League final in Rome next week. The Reds will be hoping it's a good omen as they beat Barcelona in white at the Cup Winners' Cup final in 1991. On to cricket now, and Lancashire fell to just their second defeat of the season against Essex yesterday in the Friends Provident Trophy. Ironically, Essex were the team who inflicted their first loss of the year, and the Red Rose will need to break that streak as they are to face the same side in the quarter-finals of the competition. Lancashire set their opponents a total of 214 to chase, but the visitors won the game on the Duckworth-Lewis method by reaching 207 in 45.3 overs. Hyde United have been granted an 8-week extension to pay off their debts. The Tameside outfit are believed to be £200,000 in the red and faced winding up proceedings at the High Court yesterday. But the judge granted the Tigers more time to save themselves from extinction, and the fans have already set to work.
Well, the supporters club have had a great deal of help, not only off our members but lots of other people. We've set up a website which is www.hydeunited.com/save Hyde United. At the moment there's money going into that on a daily basis. Also, one of our fans has set up a Facebook group which so far has got almost 1,000 members as far afield as Australia, Germany and even the United Arab Emirates. People are incredibly worried about the future of Hyde United. Hyde's a very proud town with very proud people, and Hyde United needs the town of Hyde needs a football club.
And staying with football, Rochdale have made their first signing of the summer, snapping up Darlington midfielder Jason Kennedy. And the Football League wants to scrap the transfer window for domestic moves and are also planning a transfer ban on clubs who fall behind on their tax payments. Chairman Lord Mawinny is also to look at a television deal with the Premier League. That's all your sport for now. There'll be more at 5 o'clock, but for now we'll go back to James.
Ian, thank you very much for the update. There's lots more to come this Thursday lunchtime, including praise for Manchester in the latest tourist guide, and the country's new Poet Laureate kicks off a new fundraising campaign in Didsbury.
Well, it's a very simple idea to give the hand for Oxfam. Basically, a lot of people were written to by Rosie Hamilton, whose idea it was, and you were sent a canvas and paint and simply asked to use your handprint to create a piece of art.
Welcome back to Channel M's Lunchtime News. Don't forget you can go online as well to channelm.co.uk to see either this programme again or any of our other top stories too. Log on now to watch a grieving pensioner explain how he can't afford to pay for his own wife's funeral, but says he's no choice but to leave her body in the hospital morgue. And a special performance from a Greater Manchester duo who aren't letting a mauling by Simon Cowell on Britain's Got Talent put them off. That's at channelm.co.uk. A security firm boss who masterminded a gangland assassination plot while watching Manchester United play at Old Trafford has been jailed for life. Bobby Spears was convicted yesterday for organising a shootout at the Brass Handles pub in Salford 3 years ago. The jury was told he used his mobile phone during half-time to order in 2 gunmen, thinking the match gave him the perfect alibi before fleeing to Spain. The judge told him he'd spend at least 23 years behind bars.
This was tremendously hard investigation. Right from the beginning, all we were left with was 2 bodies, 2 mobile phones and the registration number of a vehicle fleeing the area. That's what it started, and as the days, the weeks and the months developed, the picture started to come clear, and we then realised we had a gangland assassination. The conviction today of Bobby Spears is very, very significant. He was the mastermind behind this. He was calling the shots. And he now is going to serve 23 years in prison for his role. He will be an old man when he comes out, and the message is that if you're involved in serious crime, organised crime, then the police have the skill, we have the expertise, and we have the determination to track you down. Even though you think you can get away by fleeing to Spain, we'll still track you down and we'll put you in prison for a long time.
Now back to our top story and the countdown to United's Champions League final against Barcelona next week. Around 30,000 United fans are starting to make their way to Rome. And if you think you're a dedicated Red, Ben Bland's been to meet 2 70-something sisters who've been to every United Cup final for more than half a century.
The Colosseum in Rome, many United fans will be seeing it for real as they arrive there over the next few days. Now, among them will be Beryl and Olga, who've been following United at every cup final since 1955. Ladies, what got you started? What captured your imagination about United?
Well, I think when they won the FA Cup in 1948, my mother took us to see them bring the cup home. I remember everybody's excitement that they'd done it. and they waved to us, and I always wanted to go. And my father said I was too young to go, so once I was old enough, I was there.
Now, since 1955, lots of cup finals as you followed United. Olga, what would you say is the most memorable one out of all of them?
Oh, it'd have to be Barcelona.
And why particularly that one? Was that 99?
99. Oh, it was such despair going towards the end of the game. And then suddenly they scored and that ground erupted. And it was such a marvellous feeling. There was a young man in front of me praying to St Matt Busby and the boys up in heaven and telling him to help them out. And when they scored again, he jumped on his seat and shouted, "There is a God after all."
Oh, brilliant. And I'm sure you've got many happy memories over the years. But it must be quite an expensive hobby following United wherever they go.
It is, but you go prepared to make sacrifices, and I'm quite happy to do that. If you want to watch United, you forego something else, and I'm afraid United's the most important thing where I'm concerned.
And just tell us about these mascots that you've got here with you.
Well, when Manchester was bidding for the Olympics, we bought the little lions, and then we decided we'd turn them into United mascots. So Olga made them outfits, and so we've taken them to all the games, or all the cup finals anyway. Canton Arkeen here goes on a regular basis to all the home games. But it gives the kids a lift and it gives people a laugh. So
children like to play with them, don't they?
Just finally, score predictions for next week.
Hopefully for me, 2-0.
3-2.
We'll wait and see with interest what the outcome is next week. We'll find out whether United are going to be coming home from Rome with another trophy for that trophy cabinet. Ben Bland, Channel M News.
Manchester has won praise in the latest tourist guide to Great Britain. The new Lonely Planet book's praising the way the city's changed over the last few years. It says few cities have embraced change so enthusiastically, and also that the city is ready, willing and very able if a substitute for London's needed. The new book isn't quite so complimentary about some other places. Dover is described as depressing, Plymouth is gritty and not always pretty, while Blackpool is bold, brazen, tacky and trashy.
Been major investment in the infrastructure of the city, so you've really seen the tourism and the visitor product changing quite dramatically over the last decade. But also the city has made major efforts in the sort of things that the sort of events that it's bid for and the sort of impression that they're going to make. And so we can look at things like the Commonwealth Games in 2002. And even though that seems quite a long while ago now, it is still having impact, and it's still having a legacy in the perception that people have of the city as a place where major events can happen. And also, it's just a great place to visit as a sort of a landing point to go on to other places. You know, you have the whole of the northwest of England is here on our doorstep, so you can be in Manchester and you can still go to the Lake District, you can go and visit our sister city Liverpool, you can go all over the northwest, and so Manchester has it all in that way.
The new Poet Laureate, Carol Ann Duffy, has helped kickstart a new fundraising push for Oxfam. She's one of the well-known names who's donated her handprints for an auction. 12 are going under the hammer to generate money to be used in the fight against poverty.
Well, it's a very simple idea to give the hand for Oxfam. Basically, a lot of people were written to by Rosie Hamilton, whose idea it was, and you were sent a canvas and paint and simply asked to use your handprint to create a piece of art. You can bid on eBay and in this Oxfam shop in Didsbury, and then when the bidding closes, either on eBay or in the shop, the highest bidder will own the artwork. Joanna Lumley's done a hand, Willie Russell, Philip Pullman, so there's all kinds of treasures in the window that people can bid for.
We've been doing it for quite a few months. I think Oxfam's a really good cause for people to support, and I think it'd be good if it went to women's rights, because a lot of women have given their hands back.
And I hope you raise loads of money for Oxfam, and well done on a brilliant idea.
Thank you.
Sir Ranulph Fiennes has reached the top of Everest on his third attempt. The veteran explorer got to the summit in the early hours of this morning. At the age of 65, he's now the first man to cross both poles and climb the world's highest peak. Facebook is being criticised for keeping photos online after users have deleted them. Researchers tried uploading images to 16 websites before removing them. They found that even after they'd been taken down, the direct web addresses for the pages still worked. Another 6 websites are also being criticised. Facebook's bosses say it takes some time for pages' web addresses to get reassigned. Researchers here in Manchester are looking for 60 men to try out a new contraceptive injection. The volunteers will get 2 hormone injections which stop sperm being produced, which are then repeated 4 times over 6 months. Doctors at the city's Royal Infirmary are working on the study, which is aiming to find a reliable alternative to condoms or a vasectomy. Now, a schoolboy from Alderley Edge is adjusting to life back in class after finishing playing Oliver in the West End. Lawrence Jeffcoat was one of 3 boys picked to share the role after a TV talent search.
Come on along and listen to the lullaby of Broadway, the hip hooray and ballyhoo.
Oliver was a fantastic experience and I really enjoyed it. It was great to make loads of new friends and meet all these famous people like Rowan Atkinson. So he was a real inspiration. It was great to work with him.
The rumble of the subway train, the rattle of the taxis, the daffodils who entertain at Angelo's and Maxie's when a Broadway baby says goodnight.
We had to get our work from school and the Rileys, my school, was really supportive of me and it was really great. And we took it down, we had a tutor down in London who helped us for our work and we did it there and I managed to keep up with my work, which was really good.
Good night, baby. Good night. Let's call it a day.
Well, let's check the weather now, and there's a lot of rain around across Greater Manchester, though expect longer gaps between those showers than we maybe saw yesterday. Where there is rain, though, it will be heavy, possibly with some thunder in places. The best of the brighter spells will be in the south of the area, top temperatures of around 13 or 14 degrees. Tonight, mainly dry but cloudy, with that rain moving back in towards the end of the night, and lows of 7. Looking ahead to tomorrow, once again, sunshine and showers, some light winds as well, and highs of 14. Very similar for Friday. And as we move into the bank holiday weekend, it looks like Sunday will have the best of the sunshine, with rain returning on Monday. This is Channel M, our top stories. The final few Champions League final tickets have gone on sale at Old Trafford. Any that have been made available are getting offered to supporters who've already applied to go to an away tie in Europe this season. Queues of fans have been forming there. More than 2,000 jobs are under threat at the card shop Birthdays after it was placed into administration. Bosses at the Bury-based chain say half of the stores are now loss-making and that can't be sustained. The former TV reporter Martin Bell says he's considering standing against Hazel Blaze to be the MP for Salford at the next election. The 71-year-old will be an independent candidate protesting against the expenses scandal. The latest Greater Manchester MP to have her expenses made public is the former Cabinet Minister Ruth Kelly, who claimed for flood damage on her home even though she was already insured. A securities firm boss who masterminded a gangland assassination plot has been put in jail for life. The judges told Bobby Spears he'll spend 23 years behind bars. Those are today's headlines, and that was the Lunchtime News. Much more with Andy Crane from 5 tonight, but from me and the team here, bye-bye for now.